right, Nick, let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. Last season, all the rage was talking about Tua Tagovailoa and his body transformation, his jiu-jitsu, his ability to try to protect himself. This season is no different, except it's going in the opposite direction. It looks like Tua has taken his body in a different direction for a different reason, because last season was very successful. Tua did not suffer any of the injuries he had in the previous seasons. So let's get into the article and see what Tua is up to now. This, of course, is over on Fan Fanatic. It said last offseason, Tua showed up to camp looking a little bit overweight. There was a contentious debate in the media. Tua stayed healthy all year and avoided the head injuries he suffered the previous season. Some believe that bulking up was part of the reason, but Tua took on martial arts training to help with the falls he was enduring as well. This offseason, he has been working with Perform, his personal trainers in Florida, to build up his speed. A faster Tua could be a game changer for the Dolphins. Now, a recent image of Tua at a golf tournament has many fans seeing an already slimmer QB. Nick, I think this is a very interesting story because it seems as if they're alluding to that the weight gain for Tua last season wasn't really the factor in him not getting injured. It was more so the jiu-jitsu and martial arts training he took on how to take falls better, and now he's changing his body to be a slimmer, faster quarterback. I think it's a very interesting concept. I know you got some good thoughts on this one, but Dolphin fans, in the comment section below, the draft is approaching. I want you to know that we want to hear from you in the comment section below. What are you thinking the Dolphins are going to do with their first pick in the draft? I think this team has a lot of great options going for it. I think it's a pretty solid team overall, championship caliber for sure. But let us know, what little things do you need to pick up in the draft to get that little bit more to get over the edge? Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on Tua's latest body transformation?
Yeah, so I don't know what the correlation is between his body type, the jiu-jitsu training or whatever versus injury prevention. I'm sure he's got some good idea. But there is a lot of data to indicate that there's a correlation between running efficiency and running effectiveness at the quarterback position and winning a lot of football games and making deep playoff runs. In fact, we actually did some data. We pulled from PFF, if you want to go ahead and throw it up, Miles, from the 2023 season. We looked at the top four and the bottom four quarterbacks according to PFF's quarterback running grade. If you look at the top four, number one, Brock Purdy, went to the Super Bowl, right? And this grade, right, it's about efficiency, it's about effectiveness. It's not just like speed or anything like that. So top four, you have Brock Purdy, number one, went to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, MVP, went to the AFC Championship game. Josh Allen, superstar quarterback. His team let him down. He wasn't the reason why they didn't go further in the postseason. Then, of course, Patrick Mahomes, a Super Bowl champion. Now let's look at the bottom four in quarterback rating grade. You got Tommy DeVito, quarterback, now backup quarterback. He's really got no starting career in the NFL. Desmond Ridder, his career looks like it's going to be a bust. Didn't work out the Atlanta Falcons. Now a backup in the Arizona Cardinals. Derek Carr, a quarterback who, listen, ever since those couple really good years for the Raiders, he's had a lot of disappointment. He looks to be on the way down. Maybe he can resurge this season, but it's not looking so good for him in New Orleans. And at the very bottom is Tua Tagovailoa. And I think this offseason, as they ended the regular season and evaluated where they needed to get better, I think it logically makes sense. They need a bigger running threat from the quarterback position to convert a lot of those 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 5s that I think held up the Dolphins at key moments, especially in big games down the stretch. I think getting Tua faster is definitely the best way to do that. I think working on his quickness, explosiveness, leaning up a little bit is all the right mindset. Because again, the Dolphins aren't expecting Tua to go out and be Lamar Jackson. They want him to be Brock Purdy, essentially. They want him to be efficient running, converting key third downs, things like that. And the first step to doing that is changing your body type to allow you to achieve that goal. I think this is an outstanding, I think this isn't Tua in a vacuum. I think this is definitely coming from Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, but give credit for Tua for executing it on it as well. Last offseason, there was a concern with the injuries. Whatever they did, it seemed to have fixed that. Now they've got to get better. Before it was, how can we get through a season healthy with Tua? Now it's, hey, how do we actually win in playoff games and make deep playoff pushes? And according to the data, one of the best ways to determine that is to have a quarterback who is efficient running the football. Tua was the exact opposite. Again, 41, last in the NFL among qualifying quarterbacks in 2023. Tua leading up, getting quicker, faster, slimmer, will allow the Dolphins and Tua to go from bottom of the NFL to much, much higher. I think this is an exciting update for Miami and Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, and I mean, what more to say? The numbers kind of speak for themselves here, especially, you put on something about Tua as far as his rushing grade, you look at it last year, he was a great quarterback. 88.4 overall grade, a 90.2 passer grade. That 28.5 rushing grade kind of drags his overall grade. I think he would have been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, if not the best, if he had a slightly higher running grade. So I think the key here for Tua with me, the thing that I see the most out of him is he seems like a guy who comes into every offseason and he really retrospectively looks back and says, hey, last season, what was something that held me back? 2 years ago, okay, I dealt with a lot of injuries. I've got to fix that. He fixed it. Now this season, he's looking back. He said, hey, I need to be a little bit more mobile. I need to be more efficient in the quarterback running game. I need to be able to move around, get those scramble plays out if I have to. And now it seems like he has a team of guys that he is working with. And obviously, you pointed out, this is partially probably sprung on by the Dolphins as too. I don't think he's alone in coming up with these ideas. And now he's going to fix that as well. And we saw the results last season. He did not get injured. He did not succumb to any of those head injuries that we were all worried about happening. So I think that Tua has a great plan, and I'm sure that he's going to be successful in transforming his body and his game into a more successful running back, looking at the past evidence that he just always comes to each offseason with a really strong game plan on how to execute what he needs to do to get better for the next season.
And again, I think you have to look back at when it comes to those big moments and big games. Everyone wants to talk about the elite quarterbacks and their ability to throw the football. And of course, that's a huge element. But Tua, like you alluded to, his passing efficiency and productivity is where it needs to be. If you look at what propels teams to the next level in today's NFL, it's the quarterback with that added dimension. If you look at the Chiefs' 4-game postseason run, if you look at Patrick Mahomes' running grades, they're outstanding. 88.6, 72.2, 73.4, and 72.8 to round it out, winning the Super Bowl. In big games last year, if you look at Tua, Buffalo to end the regular season, 64.4, Dallas, 60, right? Kansas City, when they played the Chiefs overseas, 36.6, right? Buffalo the first time, 59.2, right? The running grades in these big games aren't where they need to be, and that's all about being more efficient running the football and converting some key third downs, maybe fourth downs as well. So this is what it's all about. It's all about finding a way to win a few more of those key third downs and key situations, keep drives going, score points, score touchdowns, not field goals. I think these kind of changes have the ability to have a big impact, and I think Tua being more athletic, faster, allowing him to use his legs more will be a huge gain for this Miami Dolphins offense.